Good morning, everybody. How you doing? You know who I am. You know why I'm here. I actually just did a back brake job on the 14 Jetta. This side was completely worn to the metal on the pads, whereas the driver's side was actually still good. So I basically just changed this side. And I'm going to tell you the tools that you will need in order to change them. You need a 13 for the back side, the back side of the bolt, in order to take it loose. And on the inside part where the 13 goes, a 15 millimeter wrench goes on to hold it while you take the back brake off. Otherwise, you're just going to spin the bolt. So if you use a 15 to hold the inside wrench to the bolt, you'll be able to loosen the outside part with a 13. Now, I already did the brake job, so obviously I can't show you. But I can show you the brake pads, and I'm going to show you inside the trunk. So, because there's some decent lighting in here. Okay, these are the two brakes that I kept from the driver's side because the driver's side's still good. Okay, this side still has a little bit of wear on it left, but this one is completely gone. So, and also this thing on here broke, so, and that goes on this. I think it just snaps into place, but I'm not going to chance it. Yeah, you can see right here. It actually snapped off. So, these are the extra set of brakes for the driver's side. And according to the directions on how to change it, you're going to need a specialty tool, which is a brake. Let me see if I can get the name right. It's called a brake reverse kit. And it's a big kit. It has little circles with little indentations on it to where you can, because instead of just pressing the piston back into the caliper, instead of just pressing it in, it has to be turned in order to get it back on, counterclockwise in a circle motion. And there's a specialty tool for it, but there is a way around it. And it took a lot of work for me to do it, but I eventually got it in. And I'll show you on the work truck. I'm going to show you the tool that you can use. A pair of needle nose pliers. I use the short ones, but any needle nose pliers where you can get in and turn it to get it back into place. Or a pair of vice grips with the needle nose on them. Not these, but the needle nose. You clip them into place, and those will actually work a lot better. They said that you can use a screwdriver too, but I don't believe that. But the needle nose pliers or the needle nose vice grips would probably work the best. And that's just a cheap way to get around it, which is exactly what I did. I actually got the piston to turn in on this side. On the other side, I got the piston to turn in, but the brake pads wouldn't fit on. But the old brake pads are still good, so I just reused them until it's time to change them again. Hopefully, I won't be owning the car by the time they need to be changed again, because this side really needed it. That side didn't. And the front brakes, I went to do a brake job on it last night, and come to find out, the pads were basically brand new. So I wound up taking the new pads that I got from the auto parts store back. But a suggestion, and this is for a 2014 Volkswagen Jetta. Underneath the plastic cover on the engine, there is a barcode that tells you exactly what kind of brake pads to get, which is something I did not know. And apparently the guy at the auto parts store did not know either. So we both learned something new that day, yesterday. We both learned something new. I would show you, but it's too dark in here. But it's right by the timing cover. I'll lift it up real quick. I'll show you. It's 3:30 in the morning. I'm here at work, obviously. The automatic headlights kicked on. Oh, yes, and I don't know if I told you already or not, but I got it to where the fog lights now work automatically and with the nighttime instead of the daytime running lights being with the little white corner lights. But I got those to work individually, and I think it's in a previous video. All right, so just a basic overview of the vehicle. This is your plastic cover. Tells you what kind of engine it is. It's a TSI 1.8 turbocharged. Right down here beneath this hose and the oil dipstick, there is a code, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's right. Let's see if I can get you a little closer. It's basically right down here beneath this thing right here. Down below there's a 3-digit letter code. The 3-digit letter code is how you read off how you get the brake pads, which is something I did not know. And like I said, the guy at the auto parts store didn't know either, because he gave me the brake pads for the front of the car that I needed for the rear. So he basically gave me 2 sets of front brake pads, and both sets were not the right kind for this. So I wound up taking both sets of brake pads back and got the rear brake pads that I needed, and surprisingly they were the right kind, because they were a very close match with the numbers that I had. Because I took a photo of the brake pads that had the number for them on the shims, and the shims were a very close match for the other ones, so that's the ones that I went with, and they work surprisingly well. So I just changed this side. I have the other side that I still have to do. I might do it tomorrow night. I don't know. I'm sorry that I didn't have everything taken apart to show you, but I wanted to get it done. This side was actually kind of difficult, but this is the side that it needed. That side was more easier to do once I got the hang of doing things, but I didn't need the new pads because those were still brand new. So apparently these brakes were used before and weren't changed when those and the front brakes were changed. This one wasn't. So I changed this one. Now I should have an evenly good stopping power. When I drive the car, before I change the brake pads, every single time that I applied the parking brake or every time that I went to stop, I would get a bad grind from this side. So I changed this side, and now the grind's gone. So I'll probably just roll with it for a little while, see what happens. I might go to the parts store tomorrow and get a pair of needle nose vice grips and try and change the other side. I might, I don't know. I looked online at AutoZone, and the actual part that you need is like $60. So I've been looking all over YouTube. Mad props to everybody that I watched. I'm pretty sure you've probably seen that I watched them. You can use regular needle nose pliers, but they're very difficult to work with. But I managed to get it done on this side with a pair of needle nose pliers, a small pair, not the big pair. And then for that side, I tried to get it to where it was just clearing the brake pads, but they weren't clearing at all. So I just left them alone, like I said. And I used a couple of tools from the box truck over here, 1319, one of our company vehicles. And it is a 13 millimeter wrench for the outer part bolt and a 15 millimeter wrench to hold that bolt while you're getting loose the 13 millimeter bolt. And by the way, you do not have to hang the bolt, the caliper out of the way in order to get those taken care of, because I managed to do it while it was off of the caliper itself. So while it was off of the rotor, and I managed to get it done. It was a little difficult. It took me about 45 minutes, but after I did finish the passenger side, I went to do the driver's side and then realized that I didn't have to do it. So, but I'll still probably do it probably tomorrow. So let's go back inside here where it's nice and warm. It's about 50-ish degrees, and we're supposed to start getting colder weather here starting tomorrow. So there you go. That's basically what it is. I watched plenty of YouTube videos on how to repair it before I started it to make sure that I knew what I was doing. I probably didn't do good enough on the driver's side, so I'll probably try again tomorrow. But I definitely know that I need to get needle nose vice grips, because the vice grip pliers that I have and the ones that the company has didn't work. So I'll probably get a set of needle nose vice grips and then try it again, so this way they can lock into place. But I did use regular needle nose pliers on the passenger side, and it took a good while, but I managed to get them changed out. So that's today's video. If I manage to get the driver's side changed, I'll show you step by step on how to do that with the bolts and everything. So take care of yourself. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Stay away from people that you need to. You know, keep your social distancing. And take care of one another. I'll talk to y'all later. My love to all.